It's a lifestyle. I'm 65 years old. I've been doing this all my life. I think it'll never stop and it'll only get worse.
Mm.
They may someday be.
Mm.
Is that America?
Yeah, so footage that we're showing here are from the US, from Canada, the UK, and also Australia. They all do it the same way. They all have the same regulations. Everything that we're showing is standard legal practice. It is across the industry. Yeah. Some of what we're showing even is like organic certified, free range certified. Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
wonder it's organic.
So this is a pig slaughterhouse right here that we're showing.
Like that thing he put on his head, that's supposed to instantly knock him down.
Yeah, and as you can see, it doesn't always work. Yeah. Then they're still, yep, exactly, hung upside down like that. Yeah. So is it safe to say that you are against this sort of thing, this animal abuse sort of thing?
Of course. I mean, I believe in, like, people out here, I'm not from around here, but, people out here go up in the mountains and they take, and they cut it, they take the skin,
Yeah.
they take all the meat and everything, and they use as much of it as they possibly can. Within reason that these people are not really like that much of an athlete as they are, I need food.
Yeah, I got
You
you.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
other people would take everything, the teeth and everything, and the bones and the t-shirt, almost everything.
So do you think that there's like a right way, that there's a humane way to kill someone or an animal that doesn't want to die?
I'll tell you one thing, killing anything, you're killing something.
Yeah, right? It's
That's
violence, right?
it's just, is there another way? But you know what? I eat hamburgers.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you think that you can really say, if you think of it from the animal's perspective,
I don't think it will ever change.
you don't think it'll ever change? No? What about you? Do you think that you would ever change? Because if you're against this, it makes sense to not really support it anymore, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could try to speak back to
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
which is, it's a lifestyle. I'm 65 years old. I've been doing this all my life.
Oh yeah. I mean, I
It's
get you.
not an easy thing to break.
I understand.
And
Yeah.
go live and say, oh, I feel sorry for animals, and they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that. I think it'll never stop, and it'll only get worse.
Mm.
They may someday be.
Mm. Do you think that just because the industry will keep going, do you think that that's a good reason for you to keep going with it? Do you think it's like, if just because, here's an example, like just because people are still murdering people, right, on the streets,
In a way,
does that mean that I should go
don't eat
murder?
meat every day.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat every day.
Well, I don't murder people every day either, So
I'll eat eggs and things like that, and
Uh-huh.
I don't have to have
Yeah.
a piece of meat all the time.
So
So, like we're gonna go to dinner, but we're gonna go to a Middle Eastern restaurant.
Mhm.
It's mostly vegetable and
Yeah.
beans and different things, and there's no meat in it.
So what do you know about the egg industry? Do you know anything about how that's done? How they?
I wouldn't even. Well, I know one thing. I have my niece has a farm in Delaware,
Mhm.
in Maryland actually. Right across the fields, maybe. Her property is only like where the blue house is. That would end her property.
So it's a pretty small place, yeah.
That's a pretty big piece. It's 4 acres. And then behind that's a big cornfield. So I'd say past those black towers right there, even further, they
Yeah.
store the chickens.
Yeah.
They house chickens. It's a big
Yeah.
room there. Every so many weeks, they have to send the chickens out.
Mhm.
So they were in whatever they were in. And now they're being gathered and put in trucks and cages.
Yeah, they
sent.
pack them all into crates. Yeah.
And the smell that comes from there and the flies and everything is like She must have bought that farm one day when it wasn't smelling. She
Yeah.
didn't know about
Or
it.
got it cheap because it was right near a slaughterhouse, you know? But do you think that, like,
It's not a,
do you think that the egg industry
they
is?
they raise the chicken.
Yeah.
They make them into chickens to go there.
Yeah. Well, do you think that the egg-laying hens go to slaughter?
I don't know, maybe.
They do. So
Yeah,
usually,
naturally.
usually an
Why
egg-laying
would they
hen.
waste anything?
Usually an egg-laying hen is about a year old, sometimes up to 2 years old when they get sent off to slaughter. They can live as old as like dogs and cats that we keep as pets at home. So it's kind of like sending a puppy after they're done producing for you. You know, what do you think about that?
You know, I just feel, honestly, that there is not enough people like you, or if I was to join this kind of a group or live a different way, I don't think there's enough people that
Right.
would make any impact on how things are.
Do you eat chickens?
Yeah.
Okay. If you were to stop eating chickens, you know, it's like a supply and demand industry, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to stop eating chickens, it's possible that as many as 300, if you like eat a lot of wings all the time, maybe as many as 500 birds
Yeah,
every
I mean, I
year,
always
every
wonder
year,
about that.
right?
How many chickens
So you're
does it
putting
take?
you're putting into demand the deaths of hundreds of animals every year if you eat a lot of chickens. You know, even if you eat only a few.
Counteracted that. They gave them all this hormones and steroids, and they pump them up, and they ain't even chicken anymore.
Do you think that that's a good thing?
No, I'm just saying
No, yeah.
that's the reality.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, what you're talking about is doing something that is nice to think about. I'm saying I don't see it happen.
Well, so what I'm saying though is if you're putting into demand, right, hundreds of birds every year, and then suddenly you stop putting that into demand, that's actually a significant number, right? Could you imagine like a few hundred chickens in a field? Can you imagine that and what it would be like for them if they were allowed to live instead of be sent to slaughter? Or maybe if they were never born into these conditions at all, right?
Right, if they let them die off to a point where
Yeah.
they're manageable,
Because
they're not going to be a
they've been
nuisance.
they've been selectively bred over a long period of
They've
time
been
to get to the
they've
point where
been-
they are.
They've been engineered.
Yeah, and they
over a
can't even
long
stand. You know, they break their legs trying to stand because they grow so
I
fast.
know,
So
I know. We went to a farm where this guy goes and takes animals that are on the way out. They're about to just say, dump it in the dumpster.
Yeah. yeah,
And he said, no, put it in the back of my pickup truck. And he takes them to his farm. And he has vets and stuff. They all bring these. They try to get these animals. He said, you want to see Thanksgiving turkey? We go to the turkey thing, and their feet, like fatter
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
More like your hand, like they were weird, and I've never seen a bird
yeah.
with feet that fat. That was his point. I said, this whole thing. Twice the size, twice the weight of chicken.
Yeah.
And he's very unhealthy.
Yeah.
So this is what we're eating. I mean, I've been through a lot of things like that. I feel bad about it.
If you feel bad, what's stopping you from no longer contributing to the industries that cause this to proliferate?
Sometimes I just have to eat.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I would rather, if somebody slaughtered deer, I would rather eat the venison than what I could buy.
Well, we could talk about that, but it sounds like you probably aren't really contributing to that right now. Is that true? You are contributing to farmed animals, though, right?
Well, I'm only doing it because that's what I have here.
Yeah.
If you want to change my diet,
I didn't know this, but
I don't know if you're going to be able to do it.
What if you had like resources that might be able to help you? Yeah.
Where are they? Where are they?
Do you have a phone? I've got this here. There are some links if you can scan a QR code with your phone. There are some links to a few different resources that can help you. Some of them will actually set you up with like a dietitian online who can coach you for free. and help you out because I don't know, maybe you've heard, but do you think that it's possible to survive and be healthy without eating animals and their products?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work and it's very expensive in this day and age.
Well, so the thing is, there are studies that show that on average it's actually 30% cheaper if you avoid animal products, and if you just buy more simple things like like rice and beans is the cheapest food in the world, and if you're used to eating burgers and all sorts, yeah, right. So it wouldn't be that hard, right?
I grew up in a Puerto Rican family.
There you go.
I did.
Yeah.
I lived in the projects, and my friend, his mother had 17 children. She bore 17 children. In addition, 2 of them died.
Wow.
But they had rice and beans for them every day. So after school, we come over, we welcome by my house. Hilda would just automatically rice, beans, put it on the table with milk. Come on, eat.
6 years ago, she didn't make that much.
Yeah.
And we had to communicate by, no,
Yeah.
something.
What's your name?
Bill.
Bill? I'm Luke. It's nice to meet you, Bill. Yeah. You said you're in your 60s? Yeah. So my mom's 67. And last year she changed, and she decided that she didn't want to contribute to this herself. Yeah, I think you should, because it sounds like you really have an objection to what we're showing here on the screens.
When I went to that farm, I started eating meat like that, and
Yeah.
thinking, and really saying, what I saw and what I heard, and saying, what, I'm going to try. And I stayed away from it. But, life happens to be somewhere, being at work, it's only about all the work that goes into it. You have to prepare your food.
Yeah.
You have to, you have to have your own mechanism for making the food that you eat.
Yeah. It definitely gets a lot easier once you start thinking of the animals in terms of what they're going through, and you think about it like they're victims, right? And so do you want to be complicit in them being victims of this industry, or do you want to wash your hands of it and say no more, walk away from it?
I could at some point say, I'd like to walk away from
Yeah.
it.
Well, every day
Start
that
with everything I eat as food.
I made the
That's
connection.
it.
every day that you do pay into it, you are putting demand
Let me tell
into
you
it.
something.
Yeah.
Our
And
money
that's why when I was
collectively,
in products, I had to
if I
wait for
was
like 2 hours to go
involved
with
in
friends.
you and everybody else on the planet. Yeah, I don't think there's enough impact that's going to stop the whole world from doing things.
Well, that's why we're looking to talk to open-minded people who really oppose this, because there are enough people on the planet who care about animals and who love animals. If we only would just stop dwelling in the futility of it, right? And open our minds and open our eyes to what's really going on, we can make a change and we can make a difference.
We can clean
Yeah.
our own house. We don't have to worry about
Well,
what's going on out there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about as far as I would go. I wouldn't protest. I would sign up to things and say, yeah, I agree with it. I agree with
Yeah.
that. But I need to be active in it.
Yeah.
Because I got my own.
Well,
For something that
but you said that you could make the change in your own life, and it is possible.
But, then when I saw a bunch of more people that, maybe in the neighborhood, a vegetarian kind of lifestyle could be taught. Like people could walk in and say, how do I do this? And get trained on the resources
Yeah.
and say, but Goya rice and beans and everything, it's processed the same freaking way.
The same as that?
Well, in factories, preservatives, and all the shit
But do you
that's
think
on
it's the
it.
same thing to like harvest beans and can
I know.
them
Living
as
animals
this,
are
right?
vegetable.
You said yourself they have emotions, and the beans really don't. And so that's what we're here for. It's because they're sentient victims of a cruel industry. And so we're trying to talk to people and get them to choose the compassionate thing, right? So anyway, Bill, it's been really great talking to you.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Thank you.
really hope that you
I'll
make the
look at
change in your
thing.
life. Yeah.
My phone is dead right now.
Yeah, I get you.
But I'll look at it.
Yeah, please do.
I'll think about it.
Thank you.
I'll remember what I said.
Yeah. Yeah.